Welcome to yet another Creaky Bloody Gamers production. Somebody stop them.
Okay, g'day viewers, welcome to round 3 of Warhammer, my last battle report from version 1 of the old world. And in round 3 we're going to be facing Dark Elves. We've had a narrow win and a narrow loss in round 1 and 2. And so round 3 we're up against the Dark Elves, and we're carrying banners on all our little units, etc. because the scenarios want us to have banners. In this case we've got to carry the banners across the table. So it's a hot pink Dark Elf army, a hot pink Dark Dragon, a Dreadlord on a Dragon. We're also limited to only 500 points of characters. So he's still got the Dragon with minimal magic defense, which is a good call with Elves. In the it's usually with Elves, any sort of Elves, Wood Elves, High Elves, Dark Elves. It's all about the Dragon usually. And so in this case it is. So it's a lot of shooting and the Dragon. So you notice the hot pink colours there. So there's some Dark Riders, and he's got a lot of shit. There's Dark Riders. There's the Dreadlord on his very, let's say politically correct pink dragon. There you go. I'll get out of trouble if I say anything else. I'll be in trouble. There's the Shades, more shooting and more Dark Riders next to them. You can see the Charybdis up the back there is hot pink as well. You can see the Cold One Knights are pink. So he's got a nice theme coming. It looks pretty good actually, even though I made some bad jokes about them. So there's the Cold One Knights moving up, hot pink Cold One Knights, a couple of bolt throwers and repeater crossbowmen. So I've got a bit of shooting, he's got a bit of shooting, so the first few turns is just going to be us shooting at each other, I think. There's Kiefertep on his chariot. Again, I've deployed him way out on the flank. He out-deployed me, I think, so I had to plonk down the chariots too early, and so we put the dragon opposite them. Necrosphinx hiding behind the hill. My archers, horse archers. The Hierophant is in with the block of archers to give them poison, so he's on his horse there. I think, is that not a good idea in version 1.5? I'm about to play some games, I'll find out. The Ushabti in the middle and another Necrosphinx out on the other flank. And I've got the Scorpions in ambush. Hopefully they can come on and kill some Elves later on. And then this is the situation after his turn 1, I think. So he's just moved up and shot at me and cast the Ruby Ring of Ruin on my chariots. So the bolt throwers, you can see his dragon there is in range to cast Ruby Ring Fireball on the chariots. So he just puts all that shooting into my chariots. And I end up by the end of it, I've only got 1 chariot left. So he kills 4 chariots over the course of the game. There's the dragon. This is his turn 2 moving up. I did a minimal amount of damage. I think the Ushabti shot at and killed 1 of his bolt throwers. So they did a good job there. The Charybdis is hiding from my shooting. And he does have some magic. He's got the Doomfire Warlocks and those crossbowmen. So he's just moving up gradually, shooting me. He's got his Cold One Knights in a big long line here. They get stuck behind the tower, so he's going to waste a turn reforming them. That's 20/20 hindsight, I guess. And so there's a bit of a standoff over here between my Necrosphinx and his dragon, but I'm not sending anything into that dragon unless I have to. So I'm just going to try and kill everything else except maybe the Cold Ones and the dragon. You can see there's my Scorpions come on behind his bolt thrower. So that Scorpion's going to eat a bolt thrower in a minute. And I shot the other bolt thrower off with my Ushabti. And then my Necrosphinx is bullying some crossbowmen on that flank. And here come the Cold One Knights. They've reformed. They're going to get into my Ushabti. Not much I can do about that. And his Charybdis is getting shot. And he's killed most of my chariots with all his shooting. In return, I'm going to clean up all his small units over that side. Yeah, so I clean up all these little units. And you can see I've only got Kiefertep has left the unit. He's on his own. And the champion of the chariots is left alive with a wound left or something. And we're just trying to avoid contact with the dragon. And so I've cleaned up on my left flank, killed everyone over there with the Necrosphinx and the Scorpion. And I've got another Scorpion behind in the middle. He's come on behind. I think he just turns around and shoots that Scorpion dead, actually. So I lose that Scorpion. And then finally his Cold One Knights are going to get into my Ushabti. So my Ushabti, they've killed a Bolt Thrower and put a few wounds on the Charybdis. But now they're going to cop the Cold One Knights. They can't do much against them. So there they go. The Cold One Knights are in. The Ushabti did well. They fought for maybe 3 or 4 rounds of combat and eventually got pushed off the table or totally destroyed. And then I've turned my attention to try and shoot the dragon, but it's a waste of time. The only thing that does any damage is some magic. So the no armor save magic spell. I forget what it's called. Spiritual Vortex. I'll put it up on the screen in a second. I can't remember the name at the moment. And that's about it. At the end of the game, my Necrosphinx is bullying some more crossbowmen, so he's going to go in there and finish them off. So I managed to kill all his small units, and he's going to kill my Ushabti again. I haven't used them very well in all 3 games. They die every game and give up nearly 300 odd points. So there's points I could spend better elsewhere. And then his dragon's just dancing around. And so he's got his dragon and the Cold One Knights left, but I've killed pretty much everything else. And I think with that spell, what's the no armor? 3d6 strength 2. Not Spiritual Vortex, but you know the one I'm talking about. Anyway, that got rid of maybe half the wounds on the dragon. So it ended up being a decent win to the Tomb Kings because we got half the points on the dragon, and he killed a few things, but there was a lot of shooting on both sides, and the undead, or the Tomb King shooting, was slightly better with the 2 Necrosphinxes going around killing all these small units. All right, that's short and sweet. That's a last report of version 1 of Old World. So I will be taking the Mighty Orcs to a tournament on the weekend, or just a 2-game game day, to try the new version, and I will learn some of the new rules. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This show is awful.
Terrible.
Disgusting.
See you next week.
Of course.